Hi there. Okay, so let's talk about introduction to linear inequalities. Okay. So we're going to start here with not everything has an exact value. Okay. Please look at you should be on page 15 in your notes. Okay. A linear equation may be true for many values of the variable. The variable may have, therefore, more than one solution. So there are four symbols that we are going to look at, and they are down here in the middle of the table. And on the left side, let's write what each of them means. Okay? So when we have the arrow that points to the left, this means less than. Okay? And sometimes we'll read or hear other key phrases that'll tell us that it's a less than inequality. Things like below, under, fewer, or less. Okay, and there's lots more. The next one is less than or equal to. And we can tell this because of the equal sign underneath the inequality. So when we hear questions that say must be at least like 4 feet to ride the ride, okay, not over, our class should not go over 35 minutes, maximum of, okay, this car can hold a maximum of 1,000 pounds, no more than 4 people can sit at a table. Okay, those are all examples of things that say less than or equal to. Okay, on the flip side, when the arrow points to the right, this means greater than. So when we hear words like above, over, more, higher than, okay, those are all keywords that tell us we're going to deal with a greater than inequality. And the last one is greater than or equal to. Okay. And we can tell it again because it has a little equal sign underneath. Okay, so not less than, must have X or more, at least, minimum of, okay. So those are lots of different keywords that we might hear or see as we're looking at inequalities. Down below, let's try a couple examples. Okay, so the first one says define a variable and write an inequality to describe the situation. Okay, so we have a speed limit sign. So let's make S equal the speed limit. Okay, so S says that we can't go higher than that, but we can go that. So we want to go S has to be less than or equal to 60. Okay. You must be 16 years old to get a driver's license. So let's go A equals age of driver. Okay, so A must be at least 16 years old, so you have to be 16, and we want A to be greater than or equal to 16. and then the number would be 16. Right on. Okay. So next up it says reading a number line. On the next page it says to represent the inequalities on a number line, you need to remember the following. When you have the arrow that goes to the left or the arrow that goes to the right, we will have an open circle. Okay? And this open circle means that the numerical value of the inequality is not part of the solution. So how I remember that is not has an O in it. Open O, not part of the solution. However, when we have the equal sign underneath, a closed circle, okay, it means that the numerical value of the inequality is part of the solution. Okay, so let's give this a try. Oh, I do not like how that looks. Let's fix that. Eraser. And back to our pen. Oh, much better. Okay, here we go. Okay, given the number line below, write the inequality. Okay, so the first one has A as our variable. Okay, it has an open circle, so that means we're not going to include 5, but 5 is the number that it starts at, and it has to be greater than. Okay, so possible numbers that would work for this would be 6, 10, 27, 99. Okay, those are all bigger than 5. Okay, next up, C. C is less than, right? The numbers go smaller, and it includes that number because the circle is filled in. So it's going to be minus 2. So what numbers might fulfill this inequality? Well, negative 2 for sure. Then we could have negative 10, negative 20, negative 99. Okay. Next up, T. Okay, T has an open circle, so that will be starting at 0. Okay, and we're going less than, so T has to be less than 0. Okay, so possible numbers that meet this would be minus 4, minus 12, minus 75, minus 200. Okay, those all work for that inequality. And let's see the last one here, A. Okay, A has an open circle, so we're going to go 14, and A is going to be less than 14. Okay, so that means the little arrow points to the left. Okay, and so numbers that satisfy that would be 13, 0, minus 5, minus 42. Okay, all examples. Now, if we were to fill in that circle, for example, then A would be less than or equal to 14. Then the numbers that would satisfy that would be 14, then 13, 0, minus 5, negative 42. Okay, so that's the difference, for example. Okay, on the next page are a couple more examples. It says graphing on a number line. So now I want you to graph each inequality on a number line. Write 3 numbers that are possible solutions for each inequality. So the first one says B is greater than 5. Okay, and if you're unsure where to put your numbers, you can always start with 5 in the middle and go up and then go down and then just decide. I draw my circle, and then do I want to go to the left or to the right? Well, B has to be greater than 5. Okay, and do I fill it in? Nope. Okay, what numbers work for this? Well, 6, 27, 29, 41. Okay, are all examples. Try the next one. Y is less than or equal to minus 1. So I have minus 1, 0, 1, 2, minus 2, minus 3. So y, we're here at minus 1, okay, and y has to be less than or equal to minus 1. Okay, so we're going to go down from there, and I'm going to fill in that circle because it says equal to. Okay. Next up, negative 4 is greater than or equal to n. So that means that n is less than or equal to negative 4. So if I wanted to turn this around, because I like the variable to be on the left-hand side, then we have to flip the inequality as well. Okay, so if I go to write this out, okay, so negative 4, and it has an equal sign, so I'm going to fill that in, and then I want to go that way to the left. Okay. And last but not least, we have negative 1 is less than r. So I'm going to flip that around. So then r has to be greater than negative 1. Okay, so I'll draw my numbers again. So minus 1, 0, 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So I'm going to have my negative 1 right here. And it doesn't have the equal sign, so I don't fill it in. But r has to be greater than negative 1. Okay, because negative 1 was less than r, right on. Okay, so possible numbers that fit this would be 0, 1, 15, 20. Oh, and I forgot the other ones here. Let's see here. Possible numbers for y is less than or equal to minus 1. Well, minus 1 is definitely in there. Minus 11, minus 33, negative 88. Okay, and if I go to the question with the n, okay, n can equal negative 4, negative 15, negative 33.3, 100, negative. Okay, those all work. Okay, right on. Nice job.